This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions coming to you with an article regarding home ownership, home buyers, sellers, and what's going on with the coronavirus and how that's affecting it. Came across this actually fantastic article by Yahoo. I'm going to put a link inside the description. The coronavirus is doing a lot of disruption here, as we already know. But how is it protecting in terms of home buying and housing is extremely important because that is still, again, one of the largest outputs for economic growth and just home economic stability for many people and still looking for the dream. And so we knew a crash was on the way. If anybody's new to this channel, I've done so many videos that we were well overdue. But how it's affecting housing is just an interesting and developing story. So let's dive right in. Coronavirus fears will depress house sales this spring, one expert predicted, with some jittery buyers and sellers changing their plans as the traditional home buying season gets underway. Almost 1 in 6 real estate agents nationwide said buyer interests have declined because of concerns over the illness, according to a flash survey from the National Association of Realtors, related on Thursday, while 1 in 10 said the number of sellers putting their homes on the market decreased. The survey is based on 2,518 responses from realtors nationwide. Decline in activity will cut home sales by 10%, NAR Chief Economist Lawrence Yun said, and later specifying by Yahoo Money that the reduction will come in March and April when housing activity normally heats up. Given that a home transaction is a major commitment, the uncertainties on how the economy will play out and the spread of the virus itself are barriers to home buying and selling. Yun said in the statement, the stock market crash is no doubt raising economic anxieties, while the coronavirus brings fears of contact with strangers. But the sales reduction won't be enough to counterbalance ongoing price hikes due to inventory shortages, Yun told Yahoo Money. Real estate and coronavirus fears are local. The ripple effect from the coronavirus is affecting some markets more than others. In Seattle, where the first U.S. coronavirus death was confirmed on Saturday, February 29th, open houses dipped at the end of February, according to the most recent data available from Redfin. The NARA survey found that 1 in 5 agents that the buyer interest waned in Washington more than national numbers, and more than 1 in 7 agents said the number of homes on the market declined. You can read more how to sell a home, the basics, whatever. Currently, there are 816 confirmed cases in Kings County in Washington, which Seattle is located. It's definitely been an interesting, quick change up here. It was the busiest in January and February. Then we've seen in a long time. Shoshana Gondwin, a Redfin agent in Seattle, said, but we've seen some hesitation from buyers in the past week, and that can come from the virus itself or what it's doing to the stock market. The bottom hand side is next to the sign-up sheet. Open houses in New York City, where there have been at least 62 confirmed cases of coronavirus, has also dropped. The average for the city was 4.1 visitors open per house the weekend of March 7, down from 14% from the prior weekend, average of 4.77, and down 27% from the weekend of February 23rd, when the average visitors per open house was 5.62, according to data by Halstead Real Estate and New York-based brokerage. Anecdotally, some New Yorkers and sellers are showing signs that they're concerned. Some agents reporters that buyers at open houses are hesitant to use iPads to sign in at open houses. Wow. My guess is that most open houses going onward will have a bottle of hand sanitizer next to the sign-up sheet, said Lindsay Barton Barrett, an agent at New York City-based brokerage. Douglas Elliman also advised one seller to not cancel the open house because it could harm the sale process. Continue on with the story. That echoed other findings from the NAR survey. Nationwide, about 1 in 4 agents said that sellers are stopping open houses, requiring buyers to wash hands or use sanitizer, and requesting buyers to remove their shoes before entering. In California, 1 in 3 agents are reporting this, while 44% of agents said sellers are requesting this in Washington. Potential home buyers have economic concerns as well, as coronavirus sends stocks spiraling and has shut down most economic activity in the hardest hit countries overseas. Coronavirus could send the U.S. into recession, potentially, said Redfin chief economist Daryl Fairweather, and that would be a hit to the housing market. Nearly 3/4 of America worry that the next recession could impact them personally, according to NerdWallet survey, with 1 in 7 concerned they could lose their jobs. There's also fear of job losses, and people will not buy if they're worried about their job, said Scott Sheldon, branch manager at New American Funding. The thing that drives home ownership is income. Even though recent job numbers appear promising, with non-farm jobs increasing by more than 273,000 jobs in February, experts said the numbers don't reflect what's occurring now. In the real economic data, we had a good number Friday, but these numbers are trailing, not leading, said Kevin Lebowitz, president of Grayton Mortgage Incorporated. What happens in these situations where people fear is a self-fulfilling prophecy. A lot of opportunistic shoppers. Some buyers may find amid the uncertainty as historically low mortgage rates increase affordability. More than a third of brokers nationwide said their buyers were excited by the low rates, according to the NAR survey. Mortgage rates fell to a 50-year low of 3.29% in the first week in March, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, and ticked up to 3.36% this week. I got a little video they had on this. It went down a little bit, so that's fine. Where are we at? Sorry, 3.3% this week. The MBA expects rates to remain between 3.3% and 3.4% for the rest of the year, which should prop up housing demand for the next 3 to 12 months, said Javier Gyres, Director of Economic Research at Realtor.com, in a recent report. If all the variables stay the same, the impact of housing could be palpable and momentarily disruptive, he wrote, but less likely to be long-lasting at a national level. We'll see. It also helps prospective buyers that the majority of sellers, about 88% according to the NAR, are not changing their listings. Even in California and Washington, 66% and 56% of sellers will make no changes. There's a lot of opportunistic shoppers too, said Ali Wolf, Director of Economic Research at Myers Research LLC, is trying to make it seem better because they want to paint such a bleak picture. There are people on the sidelines thinking home prices may eventually come down and they have money saved for that day, particularly millennials. I don't know what they're getting at, but again, I was wondering how it was going to affect the coronavirus affecting housing. This gives you an idea of it, and I talked before in a number of videos in the past about housing and how it's going to affect with the market correction coming. So this is going to be interesting, especially as time goes on with baby boomers and everything that else is going on in the economy, especially since the Dow is finally went down, and it's continuing to go down with the crash at its beginning, or it's honestly really just heating up. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments, and until my next video, I'm out.